Hey, man, another special episode of the Some Get It, Some Don't podcast. I'm sure y'all can see the two gentlemen that are live on the screen, but we are missing one. That of course he's not here with us, and then we're missing another one that may join in here in a little bit. But while we're waiting on him, if he does decide to join, let me introduce these two fellas that I have on this camera right now. And what a coincidence, their names are both Adrian. So I'll start with the elder statesman, Mr. Adrian Scott Richardson. That's the first guy I'm going to start with. And then we will transition to Mr. Adrian Lamar Lewis over
My boy
here,
got
baby.
the middle name.
Put it out there, ain't it, boy?
Yeah, putting these boys out there. So yeah, of course, for those who know us, know that we all been attached, connected, however you want to look at it, for a long time. So I want to start this podcast off by, once again, as I did last week, thanking my brothers for joining me on the podcast. Wish we could have had my other brother join us, but hopefully he can join in later. But let's pop it off the right way. Let's start with a little introduction. So just kind of, I gave the name, but just give a little bit about yourself. Well, don't go too far because I have some questions. So just a little ski taste for the people of who you are. Mr. Elder Statesman first. Scotty, too hot for your body. By the way, I have nicknames for both of them, so y'all hear them.
Well, thank you. First of all, thank you for allowing me to be on your podcast. That's such an honor. I love you dearly. But my name is Adrian Richardson. 40 years old now, man. Crazy, right? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, me too. We go back long time.
Easy,
you know what I'm
easy.
saying?
I just said a brief description about yourself, brother. I got the questions.
All right, you got the questions. All right, my bad, brother. But yeah, I'm Adrian, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people know me to dance, host, and things of that nature within the city of Lubbock. So yeah, this is just a little brief description about me. So I'll pass it along.
All right. Mr. A. Lucci on Tuesday.
What's going on? I'm Adrian, also pretty much in this city now. Mr. Live 25 for those that don't necessarily know me by my first name no more. But like you said, born and raised Lubbock, Texas, friends for 30 plus years, going on 40. Dang, going on 40 years. We keep on saying 30 like we still
Don't worry about it. Don't elaborate. We gonna get there.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
All right, so y'all heard the introductions, of course, the Bay Block Boys. So let's just jump right into it. Let's talk about how we met. Let's see if anybody can go back to the origin story of the Bay Block Boys. Let's see who can remember the most details or anything. Let's just whichever one want to start.
If it's I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't say that I will remember because I'm gonna be honest. I think my mama probably brought me to your house out from the hospital. So that's how I met you, and your mama did the same to mine. Probably we all met when we was literally out the womb. So
yeah,
as far as like a first knowing, maybe like the only initial memory I can remember is like my 5th birthday. You know what I'm saying, at the house. That's where I can kind of know where it started. But as far as like how long I've known you, literally since probably week 1 of my life. So
literally.
Your week 1, since I'm the oldest.
Yeah, my week 1. yeah, my week 1. Just to kind of give some context too. I like to give context. So as I said, A Rich is the oldest. Then it will be Q Lou, then it's A Lou, then it's myself, then it's T Red. So that's why he said my week 1, because I'm the second youngest. I never really think about it that way, but I'm the second youngest. So so yes. All right, A Rich, what are some memories you remember of us first all being together, meeting each other, or one of us?
Okay. First, all of us like meeting together. I guess one of my fondest memories, and it probably always will be a fondest memory, is that we played football every day. So like we played outside a lot. Like we was on our bikes and we did pretty much everything together.
And before outside turned into the new definition.
right, yeah, outside, but we was originally outside, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Kids
yeah.
outside. But I would say us being outside in the circle, you know, playing every sport that there was. I remember T-Red standing in the glass, you know what I'm saying? He would always look at us outside, you know what I'm saying? He'd be standing right there in the door. We'd be outside playing football. He'd just be standing there. And so I do remember like those days of us just playing all different type of sports with the rest of the, you know, kids and partners, friends on the block, you know?
Team days.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree with both of those things. Of course, we don't remember week 1, week 2, up to 5, probably like what we actually did. But to provide even more context, so I grew up on 26-28. Q was on 26-26, right?
Yes. Yeah.
26-26. You was 26-22.
22. Yeah.
26-22. Then T-Rex was across the street. I believe it's 26-27. I don't know. I always get it mixed up across the street. And then Alu was on Aspen, but it's part of Baylor. So Aspen, for those who don't
304.
know, is Baylor, Aspen, and this Colgate. So that's why we call ourselves the Bay Block Boys, just so people can be like, why do y'all call it? Because we literally grew up on Baylor Street,
right there.
and literally houses in between each other. So we
It
would
wasn't
always
bad.
go next door, across the street, or down the street. That's how we grew up. So we weren't too far from either of those places. It was either the next door or down the street all the time. So I most definitely remember those moments that y'all both spoke on as far as how we met, and what we kind of how we kind of developed or grew in our friendship, brotherhood. I don't want to say friendship because we passed that. We way past friendship. So let's expand on not only how did we meet, but how we grew up. So it doesn't have to be like every single splitting detail, but just kind of tell some stories of moments of how we were raised and how we became the men that we are today.
Oh,
And this
man.
could be good, bad, or indifferent.
Oh boy, I got a story.
I'm gonna say one of my the best memories that I'm always have is going to school, walking to school every day, right? So of course y'all would walk around the corner and we would walk to Parkway and Nans would have bacon, rice or pancakes and everything like that. Almost an everyday thing where we were just eating breakfast or somebody you was dropping, Miss Wanda was dropping, coming to pick up everybody, or my granny, or A Rich Mama, or Aunt Gina. It was somebody being picked up or anything. It's just to know that I have grew up with the same guys that I still, you know, take trips or meet up with or every time to this day is just it's insane, and most people don't even really get to experience something like that to literally, you know people that long and still have a genuine friendship, brotherhood, a love for each other. So I think that that's just like the main piece of importance in our upbringing is that we've literally been with each other through everything that we've all went through, like no matter what it was, like you say, good, bad, or indifferent. So that's what I enjoy about it.
Man, just the way we came up, like it's a beautiful thing, man. Real talk.
Beautiful thing.
Just, I mean, it's crazy to even think
Beautiful
about.
thing.
I mean, I know here we are. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm 40, but I'm saying even looking back on life and just thinking about like how we were all raised together. Like, we literally did everything together. You know what I'm saying? Some of the fondest, I guess,
Some stuff that we
memories.
can't even talk about on here that we did together. But
You did,
yes.
you did. You know, that's it. We can't do that. But anyway, yes,
We
I just.
could.
Yeah, we
Yeah, we
could, but
could, but
you know, that's what we're gonna leave that.
like you said, we 40, man. Let's not go back down there. We got
But,
kids and messing with people, you know what I'm saying, kids, and we don't need we good. We good.
mhm. But hey, Lou did bring up a good point. Us walking to Parkway and stopping at Nan's house, you know, she would have all of that bacon, that rice was so real too. I'm thinking
Oh
about
yeah.
Man,
it.
man, them
Golly.
pancakes.
Yeah, them
Boy,
pancakes too. boy.
Yeah, it was the
Man, a
truth.
lot of people didn't grow up like us, man. Golly, but
The chocolate milk, baby, the chocolate milk.
No, no, yeah, the chocolate and the
yeah, the
strawberry.
chocolate milk,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah. Both of them, both of them.
But oh man, shoot, what I don't know, man. I guess this too much about I guess myself growing up, but I would always one of my fondest memories of growing up and stuff. Y'all would always like kind of tease me about it. Is you remember when Mama would come
Let you come
outside and be like, "Hey, Ron."
get in here.
But
They
I
come
had to work in the yard too. So my
oh,
my raising was like my daddy was born in 30 and my mother was born in 32. So my mother is 92 years old. So my raising is a lot different from a lot of people's, you know what I'm saying? I come from an old religion. And I tell people that all the time. I say I come from an old religion, man. And I guess Lou would be too, because Nan, how old Nancy is now?
she turns 102 February the 22nd.
Yeah. So I come from an old religion, and I guess we was raised up all together. But I guess my little old religion ways is a little different. But
Yeah, it's
But
coming
see,
out in
that's
your
funny
y'all
voice.
you say that
always
because all
tend.
of us was raised by like older. Like
Older,
you
yeah.
raised by
Yeah,
your
yeah, this
mom,
one, yeah,
Nan's, my granny, my
yeah,
grandpa.
yeah, this
So
one,
we all was
yeah,
raised that way.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
So even T Red, even Q Lou, T
yeah,
Red was
yeah, yeah,
raised
Miss
by,
Mary, yeah, yeah,
Miss Mary. Then
Miss
we had
Mary,
Granny over there. So O'Neill,
yep.
we all had our
No nigga.
grandparents. So
Was it LT? LT be like
we
Trent.
all was raised that way.
Hey, you remember LT's be like Trent? Yeah,
So I wanted to kind of talk about how we grew up because this is, I think, was a pivotal moment in all of our lives that happened when we were young. But it just kind of explains because I know some people growing up would always see Adrian and Adrian together, or they would see me and Q Lou together, or me and T-Reg together. So let me explain how that happened. So we all went to Parkway. Of course, growing up too, we don't have to get into it because time, but A. Lou was here. He was always with dad. Like he moved. Like A. Lou was kind of going around. So, but anyway, we all went to Parkway together. But then when we went to middle school, they went to Alderson and we went to Hutch. But I think didn't you go for a little bit?
I went seventh grade here.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So A. Lou went for a little bit and then he went to Alderson. So that's why a lot of times growing up that you probably never saw like all of us together all the time just because we went to different schools. And I got a little side story. Rich ain't gonna like it, but when we went to Hutch, he was playing cornerback, and I was dogging that boy at receiver. Boy, I was over there pancaking that
I
fool,
scored.
pancaking that
But
fool.
who won though?
And we beat
Who
Alderson.
won that
And
game
we
though?
beat
Who
y'all.
won?
We beat y'all
I
in
did,
ninth
bro.
grade. In ninth
Bro, that's
grade,
on.
you want to bet
On
some? We
what?
bet some.
On what?
Bet some. Ninth grade, we beat
What
y'all in
year?
football.
Okay,
Ninth
yeah, ninth
grade, what
grade.
you
Yeah, I'm talking about
saying?
we was on the quick team, man. Chill out, bro.
Bro, I'm talking about ninth grade when it mattered before we went to high school. But
Yeah,
anyway,
anyway.
so I wanted to provide context of how we kind of ended up at our different
Yeah.
times in our life. But I wanted to touch on that because I know a lot of people always would see Adrian and Adrian together. So since I have y'all both on here, do y'all want to kind of explain those times of middle school? We obviously reconnected once we went to high school. Well, I did. I ended up going to Lubbock High for like 3 weeks, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm going back with my boy." So let me give me back that staccato. So do y'all kind of want to explain the Alderson days? Just kind of a quick synopsis
Well,
of
yeah,
Alderson.
me and my boy Rich, of course, since we went to Alderson, we actually just had the interest in the same thing. So both of us, of course, we played sports together, but then we also are musicians. So we played at church and stuff like that. So we got in the band together. So I mean, after school programs, band practice and stuff like that, we would always still be with each other every day from skipping school.
Went up to
You know what I'm
sundown.
saying?
Yeah.
Skipping school, doing stuff like that. It was just out, and then you go to Estacada, and we all get together again. And then y'all, transition to college and stuff like that. And I go to Clarendon, y'all go to ACU, ASU. But that's why me and A Rich was always together because during the daytime, pretty much, it was just me and him at Alderson, and then you and Q Lou over there at Hutch and stuff like that. And so that's why most people are always gonna see Adrian and Q Lou and Tukey. But it was just pretty much the daytime. But then after school was out or on the weekends, we was right back together, going swimming, going to the mall, doing something. We was doing something.
Rocking and rolling. And hey, Rich, what do you have anything to chime in from your perspective?
I mean, that pretty much. I mean, he said it all. You know, we was Lou went to Hutch that one day. Well, one day, whatever little time he was over there, and he came on back. He came to Austin. I remember when that's when Nance had the green tours. And
Green tours.
he pulled up and shoot, he got out the car. Shoot, we have been rocking, you know, since then. Like you said, we played sports together and we was in band, you know, choir, you know, of course, you know, playing music at church and stuff like that. So we do have like the same interests, you know, just kind of just been rocking since then. Like even skipping school. You remember that time we got caught, Luke?
Oh yeah. We was climbing in the window. I had pushed that boy in the
It's
window,
crazy.
and Nance was pulling right.
Nance pulled up.
As soon as he got inside the house, that boy came out that back door. He's like,
I said, Nance pulling up right now. Crazy. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying, too? I mean, just kind of had the same interests and things of that nature, but yep.
And of course, my cousin Q-Lou, our other brother, can't talk about it, but we went to Hutch. So we did everything together. We had to catch the bus over there because we lived on the east side. So it ain't like we went to the school because it was a magnet school at the time. And that's just, I don't even really remember how we decided to go there and y'all decided to go to Alderson. It just kind of happened that way. But we ended up going to Hutch. So that's when we met Moody, Dre, all the people that, you know, y'all kind of seen us with throughout the years. So that's kind of how that expanded. And it was kind of cool to see like the east side, the west side. We were always kind of connected when everybody was kind of beefing. We always had people on both sides. So
on both sides,
cool. So that was always cool. And plus, we never was in the streets like that. So we all, like as they said, we played sports. We was in church. They played the instruments. All of us tried to sing, whatever. Like we always was doing some type of extracurricular that was not streets related. However, I will say when it comes to the women, we were most definitely involved with that. Not the streets, but when it comes to the women, and I mean that's a good whatever however you want to look at it. But if you ask anybody about us, they're gonna tell you the same thing. Like them dudes cool, they're gonna have a good time, but they're gonna be on them honeys. I mean, it just is what it is, you know. Like I tell people, I'm fine with people saying that because
sorry.
You know, I'm fine with people saying that instead of them saying, man, Tuki acting like somebody he not, or hey Lou, like you know, we all have our shortcomings in life, but as far as our personalities and who we are, at the core of us, like that's the same thing. It's the same thing. You're gonna hear. You can go to Abilene, you can go to San Angelo, you can go to Alpine, you can go to Lubbock, you come to El Paso. They're gonna tell you the same thing. I ain't trying to be on no tough man stuff. I did have an era of that, but we ain't trying to be on no tough man stuff. We just trying to have a good time and chill and vibe, especially as we gotten older. That's why we go to Cheers. We call it bashes, which we'll get into all that stuff moving a little forward a little bit. But I did want to kind of touch on that moment in our life because that was a pivotal moment that we all changed and went our different ways. So, which brings us to the next thing. If y'all don't mind, because I know we all have different relationships with each other, but let's talk about our brother who is no longer with us. Just some of the connection that we had with Q Lou, whether that's as A Rich been saying all night, one of your fondest memories of him, or just something that kind of that stands out as far as your connection and your relationship with Q Lou. So whoever want to start can start that.
Go ahead, Rich.
Go ahead, Lou.
As far as kids, I mean, it's the same story. You know what I'm saying? Like we always was around each other. But I think that the best thing about our brother is he was like that chain link that like literally like brought everybody together, especially like once we started getting into our 20s and 30s and stuff like that. It just was, he was that person that, like you said first too, knew everybody, was tied to everybody, but also let everybody be aware of where we going today. If so-and-so throwing a party, where we go, who house we go. Like he just was the middle person to a lot of the things that we lived, grew up on and stuff like that. I remember one time, me and A Rich got into it in elementary school because of him and Q Lou was gonna fight. And I ain't even had nothing to do with it. But Q Lou go, hey man, you're gonna have to fight A Rich. I said, why? He was like, I'm too big. Like, but I ain't beefing with him. What's up? I ain't beefing with him. That's y'all little fan. So me and A Rich had a fight. because the Q Lou talking about, hey man, you gotta fight him because I'm too big for him. I said, all right, well, I guess we fight. And we didn't all went through our whole, we have literally all fought each other. That's
Yep.
crazy.
It is.
That's crazy.
It is crazy to think
All of us,
about.
man, throughout the years, all of us.
But yeah, that's it. Our boys just said you just had to know him. And if you did know him like personally and had a relationship with him, like his presence not being here, like you feel it. You feel it every day.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because he tied a lot of people together. You know,
And
so
to kind of elaborate on what you said, it's funny because I vaguely remember saying that like most of the people in this world who probably didn't like him, it had to do with me.
I will stand by that. I will stand by
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Boy,
So, because
I
he was
feel
like
it.
my protector, So if you didn't like
Yeah.
him, it had something to do with me because everybody liked Q Lou. So
Yeah.
it had nothing to do with him. It was him protecting me. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
just kind of
And
it's kind of funny to see that come full circle where he beefing with A Richard made you fight him, but growing up he had to
right.
protect me. So I just thought I would share that story.
Crazy, man.
Hey,
It's crazy.
Rich.
But anyway, just kind of chime in on that. Q is our brother. I love him, miss him dearly. Um, what I get from Q Lou was always just because he was the biggest, you know what I'm saying? He was always like a protector. You get what I'm saying? Like if anything went down or anything of that nature, like Q Lou was the guy, like, I'm not going for that, you know what I'm saying? And he loved us dearly for him to even just like do something of that nature, you know what I'm saying? But he was like a protector, and I think he was like the big brother, but the big brother. You get what I'm saying? Like he
Yeah.
always looked out for us, and like if you had a problem with one, you got a problem with Q Lou. I mean, it's just kind of how he was, you know. I mean, he's a real solid dude. Love him, I miss him, man. But for real,
Yeah.
that's. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go finish. Sorry.
Oh, no. I'm just saying, like he just that's just what Q was. Like he was a protector. Like I think Q looked at us, of course, as brothers, but I think he looked at us like as little brothers, you know. But
Oh, for sure.
that's just my take, you know.
Yeah, because he was the second oldest, which since he was the biggest,
Hmm.
he was the first oldest.
Yeah, I'm the oldest.
We
I
know you the
respect the
oldest,
elders,
but
man. Get out
yeah,
there.
yeah, here he go. Talking about he the oldest. Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree
I'm the
with what
oldest,
y'all
man.
saying as far as our relationship with him. Of course, I had a different one just because when we went to high school, junior high, sorry, and then of course living in Angelo together, we bonded a little different. And going back to what I said earlier, it was always y'all two, us two, and T-Reg, of course. But yeah, that's just how it was. He was somebody I could talk to, or we all could talk to, no matter what. I used to talk to him like almost every day, even when I was in San Angelo. And I mean, when I was in Alpine, I just remember like a vivid story that one day, like, I don't know, I just was having some issues. Like, I just don't know what was going on in my head. And he's like, you need to go to the doctor. And I was just like, damn, this man over here sick as hell. Like, at the time we know now dying, but he trying to tell, like looking out for me. So that's just what kind of
Mhm.
person he was. He was always like looking out for whoever, even people make the story like, or tell the stories of him not really having money and planning trips. He like, where we gonna go? Like, bro, he ain't got no money.
Man, he
Like,
getting there.
yeah, he gonna get there though. You know what I'm saying? So of course, as you said, we miss him dearly. I think about him all the time. I even have the rug that we got, at the funeral. I got it over there at my door, so I look at it like every day. So it's just crazy, somebody that been a part of all of our lives like that since week one, day one, as Alu said earlier, is gone. So I wanted to make sure that we obviously was going to cover Q in this interview, but
Yeah.
I did want to have time to reflect on that situation, which leads to the next situation because we all have experienced something in our life. So if y'all don't mind sharing like some of the toughest things that you had to deal with. And of course, this is like public knowledge, so I'm not sharing information that don't nobody know. But just to kind of
Mhm.
give some examples, because I know y'all, like, of course, A. Lou, when you moved to Houston, you went through your divorce. A. Rich growing up, losing your dad, living with your mom. So
Mhm.
just different situations like that. Your brother too. So I know we
Yeah.
all had those type of situations that we kind of had to deal with. So if y'all you don't have to talk about the situation, but just kind of how that situation molded you and you had to get through those situations to where you at today.
Okay. I go first. touchy subject, but probably the death of my father hurt me the most, man. Uh, but I had to, man up. And then what was tough, it was like the very next year, it was the death of my brother.
Yeah.
So it was tough, and I know. Sorry, I'm showing some emotion, but
Wait, that's why I'm
yeah.
bringing it out, baby. I'm bringing it out. We
Sorry,
good.
brother.
We good. People need
You
to
Yeah.
act
see
like
this to know where where we
yeah,
came
yeah,
from.
yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, I had, uncles and I had people around me that encouraged me and get on up out of that. But that was a very tough time because I lost my father young and I lost my brother young. So that was like back door, big bucks, no whammies, like double whammy, So that was real tough on me. But nevertheless, I came up out of it. Shout out to my Uncle QT, my Uncle Raymond, all my uncles played a big factor in my life when um I lost, my father. And then not only that, like Coach Harges, that school program, that was real big. He was like a big mentor to me. But just looking at it, I mean, it happens. I mean, it's life and death. What am I supposed to say? But you just gotta keep going, man. You just gotta keep pushing. Pretty
Yeah.
much
And to
tough,
go back to what you said,
you
we've
gotta
been there
deal
for
with it.
each other through all the stuff that all of us have
Yeah.
been through. So that's the
Yes.
good thing, to have people, a stable foundation of people around you when you're going through these different things. So yeah.
Yeah,
Which I'm
yeah.
gonna say something to my other brother here after he go.
So,
Hey Lou, you can go.
I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I think, of course, I moved to Houston for 8 years. Um, that's where I had my first daughter, Ashton. A lot of people know about her. She's amazing in track. But I think if you really want to know, like the hardest part of my life was moving probably back to Lubbock and starting what I started with, Abolished by Adrian, Live 25, stuff like that. To be doing that, as well as dating or starting to build a family and stuff like that, it 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 was the most trying time I have ever had to go through, because to have to be 100% in charge of your money coming in, and in a relationship, having a kid, trying to grow, doing all of those things, um it just it broke me down to a certain level, but it also like built me to become this man that has the most resilience that I've ever had. Like I don't quit on anything. So I guess my bad times in the last couple of years, as far as like still trying to grow, out of a relationship now, having my daughters in another city. This is probably like the hardest time I've had to go through. But like I said, like I always understand that it's hard for a reason, but the reason is worth it if you able to, get through it, fight through it, and just like you said, like Tuki always say, stay down. Like it's hard, but staying down. And I tell Tuki all the time that back end is gonna be crazy, and I feel like even right now that back end of my life is gonna be amazing, just because, like we say, we stayed down, we stayed down. So that's probably the hardest time in the last like 2 or 3 years. It's probably my hardest that I've ever had to go through.
Yeah, and we always have this discussion all the time amongst ourselves, and we always like to be fully transparent. So I'm gonna touch on something, and then I'm gonna tell about my times too. I think sometimes as men, especially us brothers, we feel like we can't really talk to each other. And I've had this discussion with him. We've had it as a group.
Oh
That I
yeah,
think
yeah,
we should always be a little bit more open with each other, because whatever we're going through, it don't really matter. We don't have to lie to each other or try to hide
yeah,
anything, because we brothers. So I think moving forward, we got to do a better job of communicating the issues that we're going through, because at the end of the day, like, I mean, what's the point of having brothers
yeah.
and you can't communicate and get
Tuki be
help you
going
through those
off.
situations?
Tuki be
Yeah, I be
checking
going
me.
Mhm.
off on them.
He be
Yeah,
checking me
because
a lot, man. He be checking me.
yeah,
I'm gonna tell y'all this one story. I was in Houston, and I had just kind of like went through a lot of stuff, and they didn't know that I was like kind of like living it out the car. And I finally told him like years later, and Tuki just looked at me. He was like, "Can I say this?" No, I ain't gonna say that. But he was like, "Bruh, like, why you don't talk to nobody when you doing stuff?" But it's just been the way that I am this entire time. I just kind of hold stuff in, try to get through it, and then come back out of it and be like, "Yep, ain't nothing wrong." But that boy Tuki, I tell you, if anybody is gonna check on you and check you, it's gonna be my brother. He gonna do that. He gonna tell you what it is. You ain't gonna like it, but it come off in such a way where it's just like, you right. I can't even say nothing. You right.
Yeah, and I think really what that's about, besides the genuine love I have for you, is that I know I be going through stuff, and as I said earlier, like it took me a while to do it because Q Lou was the person that I would call for anything, whatever I was going through. Of course, A Rich, I talk to him all the time now too, but I think we all have to do a better job of talking to each other because sometimes, like say right now, or like what I'm going through in my life, I got some extra stuff going on. I might not be able to handle dealing with what I got going on and what you got going on, but we got other people, and not just to say the Baby Block Boys, we got another group of core brothers that we can talk to as well. But I know with us growing up and having the same type of upbringing and kind of dealing with some of the same issues, that we can talk to each other and help each other out through those situations. Because as I said, I really do it because I know like what it's like to be here in El Paso or be in Alpine by myself. Like I don't have nobody. All I have is this couch, So when I want to vent or something, sometimes I want to call somebody, but I just need to get through it. But I think a lot of times we don't need to feel that way. Like I can get through it because that's the man and what they call a machismo that we built up to say we gonna get through it. Yeah, that's fine. You can get through it, but get through it with some help, I mean, that's why I said I don't want you to think I was picking on you. This is for me, for A Rich, for all of us, whoever listens to this podcast, to know that when you have a group of people that genuinely care about you, you need to reach out to them and talk, because sometimes just talking can change your mind frame or change a decision that you're going to make. And it could be for the better, but if you just doing it, keeping it all inside, then you can make a horrible mistake when you could have just talked to the people that know you the best, and they could have been like, "Man, hey Lou, you sure about that? Hey Rich, you think it's what you want to do?" So,
You sure about that?
so that's where that comes from. Because a lot of times I be trying to internalize everything, and I'm like, why? When I got people, I can just pick up the phone and just start talking to them. So,
just talk to him. Yeah, you right.
But yeah, I think I kind of touched on it on episode 1 with mine, but the death of like my mom and my grandpa and my aunt getting sick, those were all like major things. And then to be honest with you, I had a pretty good life. I mean, this is crazy to say, but I had a pretty good life until I moved to El Paso. Like I moved to El Paso in 2021 of November of 2021. Of course, Q Lou died in of the next year in 2022. So that was like bam, bam. And then when I moved here, I took a $25,000 pay cut. I'm gonna just talk about it. I mean, I ain't gonna say no names, but it's like the R&B podcast. I ain't gonna say no names, but a trusted friend of ours, like I let him do some stuff and put me in another bind financially. So I was dealing with that. So I'm like still trying to get out of that and not out of it yet. So my life financially in different situations like that is like the worst that it's ever been. Like the last 3 years, as A. Lou just said too. So kind of since 2022, like my life has not been the same, and I can tell like I don't feel the same. I don't feel like I'm the old me. Like, you have your moments, but I'm still trying to, and I don't want to necessarily say I'm trying to get back to the old me, but I'm trying to get back to when I was genuinely happy. And I haven't been happy in a long time. And it's crazy because I had a daughter in the middle of all of this. So in 2019, of course, those were like 2019 and 2022 was some pretty amazing years. But after that, it's just been like, boy, when I tell you, I've been just, I don't know what they call it. What they call it in swimming again? Yeah, limbo, but what they call it in swimming, treading water. I'm treading.
Yeah,
I'm treading water right now, boy. I ain't gonna lie to you. These last 3 years, I've been treading water. But I mean, and I had to tell myself too, like when I say I'm making it look good, not like like with the flashy look good. I'm saying me smiling and showing up to stuff and trying my best. I'm making it look good, but because boy, I'm gonna tell you something. It's been a lot of nights here, a lot of days here. I'm just like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing in El Paso, man. Like I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I was just telling my class that some people in my class, I mean, of course, they know that, my girls is gone and stuff like that. And I try to tell people all the time, I'll be like, listen, the ones that motivate you the most, the ones that you look for every day, you know what I'm saying? They like, people like myself with having a community of people that look for that motivation. We have our lives too, and we still dealing with stuff just like you dealing with stuff. But I tell them, and they see it on my face most of the time now, especially in the last like year. They be like, all right, we get it. Like you not having a good day. I had somebody tell me today on Snapchat. She was like, your energy was off today. You was there, but you wasn't there. And it does. A lot of times, I'm like you too, kids, where it's like you have your days where you have your moments, but then most of the time it's just like, whoo, I just gotta get through this. I gotta get through this day. Let me turn this light switch on real fast. And then I figure it out. But yeah, I do. I feel like the same with you, man. To know that I have a group of brothers, like intimate brothers with like you, Q Lou, T Reg, A Rich, but then we have like our other brothers, Draper, Jew, and you know what I'm saying? We got that too. So it's just I feel very blessed in this life. Like even with the things that we go through, it's hard to sit here and be like, I'm not a blessed man to have that type of relationships around. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And while we touched on this before, I don't know if A Rich, you had something to chime in. I truly thought about this today. And I know over the past few years it's not an issue anymore, but I was just thinking, like, I think we genuinely need to reach out and get like some counseling. Like I don't think we even think about that to say, like, bro, let me go to counseling and talk to somebody, or therapy. I'm sorry, therapy.
I went to therapy last year. I did once a month for the whole year. And I'm thinking about doing it again because it does help, bro. It really does. I did once.
Yeah.
It does.
I was thinking about that today, though, for sure.
What's crazy is like when I went through my divorce or whatever, I have a cousin who is a counselor, you know what I'm saying? And she told me, she was like, Adrian, you need to go to counseling. You need to talk to somebody, blah, blah, blah. For her to tell me that, I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, I just ain't really been comfortable with that. I mean, I know it's nothing bad or anything like that, but I don't, it's just weird to me, you know?
Like sometimes you just look at you need to talk to somebody that doesn't necessarily know you. Sometimes we don't talk to our friends or our family because they know us too personally. You know what I'm saying? And they either gonna be biased or they gonna give it from just their opinionated point of what your versus what they know about your situation. So
you need a neutral person.
You need somebody that don't know nothing about nothing, just so you can really be genuine and honest and tell them and just get that shit out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I would say it would behoove you to go ahead.
It would behoove of you. Go ahead and talk to somebody. But yeah, I thought about it. And,
I think I'm gonna do it too.
My cousin too. Say I guess a lot of people don't know because I mean, counseling, it can be expensive. But she even informed me too. She was like, "Hey, you can use your insurance for that." I was like, "What?" She was like, "Yeah."
That's what I'm saying. Like because of that, the past few
like,
years, people understanding how important mental health is and all that kind of stuff. So these insurance companies been like doing a better job of making that one of those resources as well. So you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we got through the tough parts of the interviews. I always like to touch on the real stuff and kind of all those situations that helped us get to the point that we're at. But let's talk about this one. This is a good one because I always say it, and I don't know where I got the phrase from, but I always say it. So when y'all heard the term loyalty has no price, and you think about basically 40 years of this that we have going on, what comes to mind? What are your thoughts on that?
I just trust in knowing that y'all always gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't cross my mind ever to be like, nah, they'd leave me out or they leave me out to dry. They'll leave like it just it's just like y'all are a part of my life. So it's not even I wonder if I could or I wonder if they would do like it's just I just know that y'all gonna always be there. So like I said, like you said, loyalty has no price. It really don't. Like I can't put a number of years that we still gonna be friends, or if I feel like this coming to the end of the road in 10, 20 years, like I just know y'all literally gonna be there for the rest of my life, no matter what. It's not a question. I I ain't never questioned it. That's just how I feel about you.
Funny story before you continue. Like I know this is so simple minded or superficial, whatever way you want to word it. But growing up, for those who don't know, kind of took. We can talk about it now because we've grown, and that was 20 years ago. But my little brother, well, my big little brother was a damn horn dog. Like that's what he was. And so we would know, like if you had a honey or something, and she was going to let him hit, he was going to hit. But that didn't have nothing to do with your relationship with him, though. That's just how he was. He just, So when you say loyalty has no price, we never looked at it as like he trying to backstab you or do you wrong. The honeys just liked him and he liked them back, and that's just what it was. So I just always find that funny when people talk about that, because we go way back to. I know some dudes that fall out over girls and stuff. We've never done that, like it, because it don't matter. We know at the end of the day, like we gonna be here. Whatever the situation is with those girls, it is what it is, or women, however you want to look at it. So we're gonna be tripping about that. I'm sure as we got older, what they call them, we brothers and Eskimo brothers.
Yeah, Eskimo brothers. Funny. But anyway, but like
let's not expand on that though.
Yeah, we ain't gonna expand on that. But
yeah, let's not.
For you to say that loyalty has no price, I mean, the statement in itself says everything that it says. Loyalty has no price. I know that my brothers, or I ain't saying loyal to me, but we're loyal to each other. Like we're good. Like it don't matter. Like we can argue, we can fight, we can do whatever. But at the end of the day, I know that y'all will be by my side, regardless of what happens. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like that.
Yep,
I mean, loyalty has no price, hands down. I mean, it is what it is. I'm just loyalty has no price. Just the statement itself.
Yeah, and I mean, I think we've pretty much can show from as far as people can remember for sure. We've been locked in. I always laugh when people say, I don't want to say I laugh, but I think it's so dope when people reach out to me like, man, what y'all have, I wish I had, because they see it and we talk about it. I mean, we turned it into a gang, not like YSL. It's not a gang. It's not a gang. It's not a gang. I promise you, it's not a gang. Yeah. But anyway, I think that's so dope that people reach out to me when I post pictures, or I always, we always do it for each other's birthday. We post each other and stuff. So when people say, man, that's so dope what y'all have going on, I think that's cool that we can say that we've been on that. And there's Lou said too, we fought, we had disagreements. Like it don't, I mean, that's what a real family does. It ain't gonna always be, peaches and cream and blue skies. It's gonna be some little rough patches in there, but throughout all of that, here we are still standing. As you said, loyalty has no price. We have each other's back. So I think that's the most important thing about our relationships that we have, is that like they say, blood couldn't make us no closer, like for sure. So
loyalty has no price, and greatness is mandatory, baby.
Greatness is mandatory to Baby Block, baby. That's our little slogan, baby. Greatness is mandatory. So another topic that I wanted to touch on, because I do want to share, have this moments while I have y'all on this platform to kind of touch base on some things that y'all have, things, dreams, goals, whatever, however you want to look at it, that y'all have for the future. So some things that we can look out for, or some things that you are inspiring to do. So I just wanted to kind of touch on that, to kind of give you a moment to reflect on the things you've done and some things that you look forward to doing moving forward.
Mm-hmm. Lou, you want to take that one first?
I got you.
You think a lot.
Like I said, moving back to Lubbock, starting this brand stuff. I'm my biggest critic. I always feel like I can do more. I can have a bigger class. I can have more people. Like it don't matter. I probably got the biggest class in the city right now, and I still feel every day when I go in there, I'll be like, this ain't enough. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people tell me like I should be proud of what has happened and how many people that I've helped and stuff like that. But I guess when it comes down to it now, going forward, my biggest accomplishment that I actually want to have is just being a better father, like just one that's there at all times, that they can look at and just say, you know what I'm saying? Like my daddy was here, he was parent, he was he was everything that I needed him to be when it came to sports, or when it came to this, or when it came to that. He showed up every single time. And I think that's, like I said, this back end of life, especially with this new transition that I'm about to make in a couple of months, going back to Houston. I'm really ready for my true growth outside of me trying to build a brand on the side. You know what I mean? Now it's about, stability and progression in a whole nother way. Maybe this one may be more of like a self progression, because I've been working on so many people trying to get them to where they going. I feel like I've slacked off on myself to a certain degree. So I feel like this is where I really focus on building me and making sure that my daughters can look at me and say, man, I really love my daddy, and I love the fact that he goes hard for me. So that's my biggest thing.
And I just want y'all to know this, because of course y'all already know this, but I'm asking this question so we can all hold each other accountable too. So
for sure.
Just wanted y'all to know that. Hey,
Okay,
Rich.
just yeah, on my end, just being, I always say this to myself: become a better man every day. Try to make myself a better man, whatever it may be, and try to learn something new every day. But also, like I have a little black book. I think I've told y'all about this. I have a little black book, and I've gotten several businesses ideas that's written down in there. Now, granted, of course, it's gonna take the groundwork and moving and getting everything right, but I got several businesses that I would like to pursue in the future. I ain't gonna say them all or anything like that, but I have a little black book, and I write in it on a daily basis about businesses that I'd like to open up and pursue. So looking forward to that. Just got to do the groundwork. Got to get the funds, all of that. You know how it goes. So I mean, that's just what it is. So
Yeah, I like that. I like both of those things, and I share mine too. But I wanted to share, like, I'm doing this mentorship or whatever for my brand, and a lot of things they talk about is stuff that we already know, like as you said, the groundwork. And I think a lot of times we know that we have to do the groundwork, but at the same time, we move forward the wrong way. So we implementing new strategies that's wrong. Like we think we're going forward, but we actually going backwards because we doing things the wrong way. So not only do we need to put in the groundwork, we need to make sure the groundwork is the right work that we need to be putting in. So that's kind of what I'm focusing on right now. And I think it all starts with the person in the mirror. I always talk about it on Snap, but I've come to find out in being alone a lot is that a lot of our issues are self-inflicted, but at the same time, if you're not who you need to be as a person, your business ideas, your relationships is never going to flourish, you know what I'm saying? Because you're not who you need to be. And whether that's apologizing to people, apologizing to yourself, for those of us who believe in God, building your relationship with God back up, I think it kind of starts with those type of things so you can progress in life. And it's funny because I look at some of my friends who were living kind of like me, and I've seen the changes that they've made like in their life. And of course, the foundation was God. But I've just seen like how other stuff start opening up for them once they finally decided to do things the right way with their relationship with God and stuff. But I think all of the stuff that we're talking about, I think if we start with us and really spend more time, as Elu said earlier, not really trying to help other people, because I've done that and I'm done with that. We say it and people say it, but you can't pour from an empty cup. My cup is past empty. I'm done. Like I just have nothing else to give to nobody. Like I mean, I was just talking to Jenna the other day. I was like, I need to do something. I gotta go somewhere. I need to do something. Like I'm done. Like I'm maxed out. My brain from work is fried. My life, dealing with what she has going on with her mom dying, my daughter. Like it's too much. Like it's just too much.
It's a lot.
So
it's a lot, right?
So I think to say all of that, I'm saying that I'm going to start with a lot of deep dive and self-reflection to help me become the better person that I need to be. Because then once I do that and I can tap into what I've been learning with this mentorship, I can transition into my brand. And then, of course, hopefully by that time, everybody else has been working on themselves and we can really tap in and grow each other's brands or business ideas or whatever, but
Yeah.
I think it all starts individually within ourselves, though, first and foremost. And as I said, building that foundation with God or whatever the higher power. I know we all believe in God, but for those who maybe watching whatever they believe in, you know, so I think that's kind of where it starts, and that's what I plan on doing, like starting today, you know.
Let me chime in. I will say this. I do, when I wake up every day, of course prayer, but I do try to read my Bible every day, whether it's the Bible app, you know, but it's still God's word. But I think the next book that I'm getting ready to purchase is it's a book. I don't know who it's by, but it's called Conversations with God. So well, I not even challenged, but I think that will be a good read for all of us.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
whether it be
I just pulled up the
Audible
app because I
or
read the app too. You know, I read it every day too. So it's nothing wrong with reading the app. You
and I
still
don't know
reading the
who
Bible.
I know still reading the Bible, but I don't know who the author is. I just know the name of the book is called Conversations with God. And I think that's the next book I'm going to purchase. So
just so y'all know, speaking of that, I'm on 284 weeks in a row of reading the Bible.
Man,
that's amazing.
I don't even know which one I'm on. I ain't trying to break my streak. Boy, that's so reminding.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, hey,
I broke my streak like
man.
a day here or there, but at least the streak of weeks is there, so you know I actually read it every week. But I did break the day streak. It's long because 284 weeks is pretty long time. Like, you know,
it's pretty
52
tough.
weeks in a year. So
yeah. You up in her in the 800.
yeah.
I riff.
Years in.
Okay, so we talked about that. So this last part, I just wanted to kind of leave it open. I did have those questions that I wanted to touch on, but I did want to leave this last part open for us to kind of high side on just kind of growing up or things the past few years, you know. We can high side on the Cowboys and the Texans both lost yesterday, not the Broncos though. So I can high side on that. But no, I did just want to kind of leave it open for us to just kind of have a little 5 or 10 minute just fun time, just kind of talking about past experiences. At this point, A. Lou said earlier, we can talk about whatever we want to talk about because I'm sure none of us are married. So, and I'm not saying the situations we in or whatever like that. I'm just saying nobody's married, so we can say whatever we want to say.
It's the past,
for the
man.
most part. For the most part, yeah. So you know what I'm saying? We don't have to get, you know, too deep into it, but we can have a little fun. We're gonna have a little fun now for this last part.
I mean, I just think oh man, I think to our core. And of course we all want to change and we want to be we want to be better. Of course, we grown men. But I think that it's just so much that we just are alike. That's why we was able to grow together. And like Tuki said at first, the one thing that you gonna always know about our group or when we together or what we just always was around women. It just was always that. I think that's what, I mean, it ain't a bad thing. I think that's what just kept us together.
That ain't a bad thing.
It just was like who we are. This is what we do. You know what I mean?
It's funny when you was telling that story, all I could think about was Shannon Sharp was saying, I was just a healthy man. When he was talking about being caught on live. Just was a healthy man.
Just a healthy man, just being healthy. That's all that is.
Thank God none of us got caught on live, boy. But well, that's
I say, like, it's crazy because I mean, I'm gonna call them missions. Everybody that took a mission with each other. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was like me and Rich and me and you, some mission. It was always some mission. But and then I just think that we just have this aura, or you know, especially when all of us just get together, we just provide everybody with this good type of energy. Like, you gonna laugh, you gonna have a good time. That's just who we are. We ain't there to cause no problems. We ain't that. Well, Tuki was. Tuki was there to cause problems a lot.
Boy, that nigga, boy, he argued
And
with
it really
anybody. I
just
gotta
kind of
stop
most of the stuff
saying
started from like
boy.
women though. Like dudes were
I'm a
mad because I
woman,
was
man.
talking to their
Yeah.
girl. But I was like, bro, I talked to her first. Like you talked to her after
I thought
me.
you were
Like
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
I'm just doubling back, bro. Like I'm sorry.
Damn,
But yeah, I
man.
But
had a
you
bad
know,
attitude. Thank God for grace and
Yeah,
let me
my
tell
bro.
y'all,
Thank
protectors,
God for
man. Thank God.
growing. Yeah,
you
growth.
know
Yeah.
you got a brother that like to get in the shit when you driving to another city to go fight. Driving to another city, headed
Yeah,
down to
man.
Angelo, like Tuki got issues. We got to go down to Angelo.
Thank God for grace, man.
Oh boy.
Thank
Thank God for
God.
growth.
Yeah,
And
Growth.
growth. Yeah, you right, man. Thank God for growth.
God
But you
for
know what? I
growth,
always tell
man.
people this, and I mean, I said I'm fine with saying it, of course, but we always athletic, all was, multi-talented and whatever. But I always make the joke that I really was a nerd. I was chemistry student of the year, physics
that's a
student of the
fact.
year, pre-AP at that. But my thing is just was funny. Like if I wasn't good at sports and I wasn't cool with y'all or we wasn't cool with each other, I probably would have been one of them people getting picked on back in the day, which I know that never
Hey,
really happened,
Tuki,
just on
Tuki,
shows.
Tuki.
Just on
Smart
Hey,
fly
shows.
guy. You
Tuki,
was a
you
smart.
remember we was at football practice and it was our coach said, whoever think your what is it, the
Oh
junior,
yeah, he
what
said
was it?
whoever think your classwork or something is more important
No,
than
no, no,
football
no.
can
It was
leave.
it was our junior year. It's the report. It was the
Oh, it
big
was junior
report.
research. Yeah, he
Junior
said
research.
junior
Yeah.
research. Hell
Junior
yeah, because
research.
I remember I think I had just lost my backpack. And all my junior research I had did to that point was gone. And he was
Like
like,
whoever think
whoever
junior
think they
research
junior
is more
research is
important
more important than
you
football
go
can
ahead and
leave.
leave. All right.
I got right up out of there too. I'm
Got it
finna
right
go,
up
bro.
out of
If I fail
there.
junior research, I ain't gonna be able to play
Yeah,
football
yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
And
See you later,
let me
bro.
But
add
that's
on to
funny.
the football conversation. The reason why I didn't play football with all of them is because two-a-days, Coach would have called me and say, King, because my daddy, he always called me King. Say, King, you coming? I said, yeah, I'm gonna be out there. Man, they put
Oh, King, you coming? Oh.
them pads on. I saw somebody run a slant route and get cracked. Helmet off, pads off. I left out, went and walked to the house. Coach would have called me the next morning. He say, King, you come? I say, nah, I see y'all in basketball season. Brother,
Basketball, baby.
y'all got it.
But yeah, I mean,
Wood.
going back, what was I going with that? Oh, dang, I forgot where I was going with that.
Something about
Basically what Elu was saying about just how we are. But I felt that that's what type of person I was. But I hung out with at the time 8 Ball, and then of course the 9. For those people don't know why 9 is my favorite number. My cousin Greg, Dun, rest in peace, Thomas Howard, Artie, Didi, they all had this clique called the 9 after the New Orleans people. So we was called the 9, they was 8 Ball. So I didn't go to Addison, so I didn't feel like I really deserved to be an 8 Ball, which of course Q Lou didn't either, but he in 8 Ball. So I was
In
part
the
of the
eight.
9. So look at him. There you go. So that's
In
why we
the
just
eight.
call the 8 Ball Ninth Ward Collabo or whatever. But anyway, I felt that being part of those groups, like we was the hottest people in the city, like especially 8 Ball. We had those parties, bro. Like the girls really didn't have a choice. Like I felt like I was at the bottom of the totem pole, but I'm
Lord,
still
have
bagging them 2, 3, 4 at a time just because I'm part of 8 Ball. So it's
party.
too many women for all of them to go to them. So I'm just
Bro,
like, and
we
so
was,
when I finally got my car, it was over. It was over
bro,
at that time. It
that
was
didn't make it
over,
how we was
Shout out to
15.
8. C Night, Mo, beat up, good. E,
man.
you know what I'm saying? Juan,
Boy.
Q
Lord,
Lou, you know what I'm saying? We was out there, man.
Speaking
Lord
of,
have
I think
mercy.
I'm the only
With
person that don't
Bears.
have a tattoo on the back. Like everybody else got their numbers with the 8 Ball in
Remember?
there. Yeah, I don't even
Uh-huh.
got mine. I'm the only one that don't have it. But I think being part of that, bro, we was the hottest in the city, man. Like I mean, that's why Elu said what he said. Like girls just wanted to be around all of us. It wasn't just us. It was the all of us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we was those guys. Like he said, Charlie, Mo, Dub, Emmanuel. Like we was just those guys, man. And then I had my cousin Trash. That was a great up man. It was like we was connected to too many people. Then when I went to Hutch and I was around
Yeah.
all the Mexican women, I said, "Oh Lord, what is going on?" I only seen black people
But
growing up. So,
honestly, we
boy,
really did have like when we went
boy.
to school, but right, we really had fun. So I don't get these youngsters nowadays, man. We have
Speaking
fun when we
of,
were in
why
school,
do dudes
man.
like? Let's talk about that. Why, like when we was coming up, we would go to the clubs and the parties to dance with women. I see people come
Yeah,
in here, they look at all these women they want to fight. it's nothing attractive
You
about me
crazy.
wrestling with another dude with all these beautiful women in here. I mean, of course, we
Uh,
grown. I'm trying to be up. I'm trying to be behind somebody feeling that
I'm trying to
butt.
get
Like
something close. You understand
I'm
me?
trying to be close in the cage,
Trying to
grinding.
get on something
Play
close.
some of
You
that.
understand me?
Play some of them slow songs like the DJ used to say. If it take it easy, and if it's easy, take it home. What boy? We was in there trying to get to it.
It get
Boy,
to it, man.
boy,
It
we was
get
trying to
to
get
it, boy.
to
You hear
it.
me?
Just like
Boy,
these little
especially in
cats is
static, boy, in them
crazy.
cages. Oh man, say less.
that's
Oh man,
when we was
man.
at static. When we was at static,
Instead,
a lot of people don't understand. Like even our connection with Andre Emmett. The reason why we
Yep.
kind of got close to Andre Emmett is because we was in the cages dancing.
in the
You know
cages
what I mean?
dancing. And
You know what I
shout out to
mean?
him,
And a
R.I.P.
little disclaimer: he broke a rich ass off some property.
Bro, sit
Well,
that
I'm just
man.
saying,
He
I know
like,
you was
broke
gonna
a
have to
rich.
bring. Why you bring that up, dog?
Bro,
well,
I'm to that remix to
Shout out
ignition,
him.
boy. He broke a rich ass off,
he
boy.
did that. He
Sorry,
did
I
that
R.I.P.
held my
dog.
own.
R.I.P.
Then.
to
I
Andre
held my
Emmett.
own. I held my
Hey,
own,
R.I.P.
bro.
to Andre Emmett. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
to Andre Emmett,
Look, you
boy.
just came in with the
God.
clap, like blah.
Boy, say, hey, and brought that big hey. I
Yeah.
said,
Hey, hey,
R.I.P.
he broke your
Andre
ass
Emmett,
off, hey
man.
Rich, man. You know you my guy. I put you against anybody, but at that time,
Yeah,
I think you still
yeah.
was developing your skills. He was already,
Developing it.
he,
I was
he
developing
was
in
already,
development.
he was already at that level, boy. He got you. I said,
Yeah.
"Ooh, I ain't never seen nobody get a rich like that."
hey, man, it ain't if you're gonna lose, it's when you're gonna lose, and you never know.
Boy,
You
Shout out,
never
woo,
hey,
know.
boy.
a good opponent to lose to though.
Yeah, that was
R.I.P.
a good
Andre
opponent,
Emmett,
man.
man.
Not only was he a good groover, he was a good hooper. As we know,
Heck yeah,
living
he
in
was.
Lubbock, if you call at basketball, football, at Tech,
Yeah,
woo, boy,
yeah.
yeah, you got it. You a celebrity
Damn.
around that joint. Like Michael Crabtree, that boy was, boy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mike
They
Crabtree
was
was
they
that guy around Lubbock.
was the Shador Sanders of our generation.
Oh, absolutely, boy. I remember him.
Yeah,
He was going to music and more in the hood and stuff. I said, oh yeah,
yeah,
Michael Crabtree, one of them guys. I think he was
yeah,
from
Mhm.
Dallas or something, so
yeah.
he was used to it or whatever. But you know, I tell people, I don't care how tough you are, you ain't going to nobody else's hood running it. I don't care who you think you are. You're not
Yeah.
gonna go to nobody else's hood. I don't care if it's Lamisa. You're not
Yeah.
going to nobody else's hood and running it, brother. Sorry. Unless you're gonna have somebody connected there. They just not gonna let you come into their hood, especially nowadays. These little young cats
Yeah.
get you up out of there nowadays.
No.
Okay, man. They need to get their act together, man. Whew. Man.
Man, I just don't get it. I mean, I understand it because of the time and stuff we in, but I'm
The
just like,
culture now.
it's just no way I want to go to a club to kill somebody. I
Man.
just don't. I don't want to
Not
do
that
that. I
tough,
want to
man.
go
You're not
hang
that
around
tough.
some women. I want to be
Yeah.
around women, and that's
Good
what I
time.
like. I like being around
Good
women.
energy. Good energy. That's it.
Good energy, good vibes only,
Man,
man.
Great.
so check this out. I do have a topic I want to talk to y'all about that my good friend Kelsey, right? For those who don't know, Kelsey finna get married.
Hey,
But we talk about stuff all the time. And for those who don't know, she has a wife or fiance, they're about to get married. But she was asking me how do I feel about men painting their nails. And so I'm gonna pose a question to y'all. And the second part of that is I think some of these men have been getting like endorsements from like nail companies and stuff
Oh,
like
for
that.
sure. They're like Caleb
So
Williams.
yeah,
yeah.
like Caleb Williams. That's my guy from USC, but come on. I'll let y'all start it and I'll chime in. What are y'all thoughts
Uh,
on that?
well, for me, a woman has always painted her nail. That's what I just know. I mean, unless you're a rock star, now I understand like them rock stars be doing it, but hey,
Now he finna say
I
no.
just don't think. Listen, that ain't. Hey, do what you want to do, but women need to paint their nails. Hey, that's it. So, yep.
I just think that to me, this is my personal opinion, right? You can go get a manicure, you can go get a pedicure as a man, you can do all that. Take care of yourself, groom yourself. But I think that it's certain things that, if you continue to like blur the lines, there will be no true definition of like a role or like a what a man or a woman or anything, because now you just blending everything. So now it's like, who's to do what and what is to like. It's just certain
It's
things
already
have to.
blurred because it's like men don't have to work or cook or women don't, it's already blurred on
I
what
get
the
that.
at-home responsibilities are. So as you
Yeah,
said, the masculine, feminine thing, we can't blur those lines. Those need
yeah,
to,
yeah,
in
yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
opinion, like you, we
I
need
think
to
that,
separate the
man,
two.
if you want to just go get, your nails, trimmed and manicured, go do that. But leave certain things to them. Just leave it.
That's
You ain't
women.
got, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to do it.
And I agree, and that's what
Mhm.
I always tell people. I'm the most basic person, black and white, blue, them my colors. I'm wearing that every day. So when it comes to fashion, I don't even try to chime in. But from a male, as you said, we was raised by our grandparents. And if my grandpa was here today, oh Lord, oh my gosh, oh
Boy.
my gosh.
Wait,
What he would be
hey,
saying? What would he be saying? So my thing is when I see men painting their nails, I'm just like, I mean, the way we grew up, there was just a certain thing that you were if you painted your nails. However, I get it. You want to be trendy, you want to be whatever. I don't, I'm kind of like, I hate to be like this and not pick a side, but I kind of, whatever, if you want to paint your nails, whatever. What I don't like is that men are painting their nails and getting endorsements from nail polish companies is taken away from the women. Now that
yeah,
I have an issue with just because I feel as A
yeah,
Rich said, you said, growing up, we knew women painted their nails, little girls painted their nails. So I'm like, I don't think we should be taken away from them. Now I saw this receiver or something for Alabama said his little sister likes doing nails, so he gonna change his nails every week. Hey, if that's what y'all want to do, whatever. If you want your niece to paint your nails, you change it every week. I wouldn't do it. I mean, I don't
yeah,
have a son. I wouldn't tell my son, you're not doing it.
yeah,
But
yeah,
so
yeah,
it's just kind of hard nowadays, but and not even to be politically correct. It's just you don't know what information is being given to people,
yeah,
especially kids
Mhm.
at the age they are. I think you should be a kid until you're an
Yeah.
adult. And then whenever you're an adult, you can make whatever decision you want to
you
make.
make whatever
I'm
decision you
fine
want
with
to
that.
make.
I'm
Right,
cool with
That's
that. I
right.
true.
just don't want my 7-year-old daughter telling me I like, I'm gonna do this. Like you're not gonna
Yeah,
tell me what
yeah,
you're gonna
yeah,
do at
yeah,
7. You're
yeah.
just not. Now, once you
Mhm.
get 18, you can do whatever you want to do. You are a grown woman. I'm gonna support you and help you throughout the way, but you're not gonna be telling me what you're going to be doing until you're
Yeah,
an adult. So
yeah, for sure.
I just wanted to ask y'all opinion because she just asked me about that the other day, and I was
I'm with
like,
you. I'm with you. To each
Yes.
his own, but to a certain extent, you just gotta kind of know. I guess not know, but just kind of just say, be like, I'm gonna be here. I can do this, but I'm gonna let you take the full extent of it.
Mhm.
Manicure, pedicure, I do that, but painting it and doing that, that's still to me, that's still a woman's trait or
A
experience.
woman's niche,
Woman.
woman is for a
this
woman.
last thing, boy, we gonna ruffle some feathers with this last
Oh
discussion that I
shit!
Sure.
have for us because
Here we
all
go.
of us fall in this category. So I want y'all opinion. It's all of our opinions actually on why relationships don't work and why it's a lot of people that's out here single. So it's a lot of different questions, but they all kind of tie together. Why people are single, and how do y'all feel about women kind of being worse than men now? And the last part, I'm gonna just touch base on that because I think I was like 20 years old, and I said the day that women understand the power that they have, it's over for us.
Mm-hmm.
And I said that when I was like 20. And so I
Yeah.
just want y'all to just chime in on the state that we're in with relationships, because all of us, well, two of y'all have been married. I haven't been
Mhm.
married, but I was engaged. My last relationship was in 2016. It's 2024.
Yeah.
We've all had situations, relations, whatever you want to call it, sneaky links, basically a girlfriend, whatever the situation you want to call. I'm sure over the past 8 years, we've all have been involved in at least one or
Yeah.
more of them. So
Yeah.
what is y'all thoughts on the state of why a lot of people are single, and it's a lot of people saying they're good people? That can't be true.
Mhm.
Everybody can't be no damn good person. So just
Yeah, that's
thoughts
true.
on the climate of relationships and stuff right now.
Uh,
Um, go
you
ahead,
go
I'm
Ray.
ahead.
telling y'all, we're gonna ruffle some feathers with this one. I
All
already know
right.
because I'm sure 3 people looking at us like them cats ain't shit. Like that's what they're saying. So well, that's what they're gonna say when they read it, when they see it.
Go ahead, Ray.
Um, with the whole relationship thing, um, this is my take because I know there's like so many podcasts on it, and men and women, what men should be doing, what women should
And
be
before you
doing.
continue, Rich, I think a lot of them dudes to be talking is suckers. They ain't never had no women, so I don't listen to
Come
them.
on
Yeah,
now,
no. I'm just saying, like,
I'm
it's
just
just gonna
telling
be
you,
just
I
like a
think a lot of
general
them is some
statement.
suckers. Okay, sorry.
Um,
I just wanted to chime in real quick.
well, I honestly think you as a man, you know what you like, you know what you're gonna deal with, you know what you're gonna put up with. You as a woman, know what you like, know what you're looking for, you know what you're gonna put up with, you know what you're not gonna put up with. And whether A, B, or C, the guys that you talk to or the ladies that you talk to, whoever you like, choose that person, right? And if it works out for you, it works out for you. If it doesn't, then move right along. Like, I'm not gonna get into like, well, men should be doing this and women should be doing that. You as a person know what you like, know what you're gonna put up with, know what you're gonna deal with. It's simple as that. Straight across the board.
Well,
Okay.
so in my opinion, right? I feel like a lot of the reason why either relationships don't last. So two parts. I feel like a lot of the reasons why relationships don't last, and this is from you know some personal experience, some outside looking in. I feel like the understanding of what I need from you and what you need from me isn't established early on. It's kind of like you just go through the dating phase and then you together, but you never have a clear understanding of what that person needs to do in order to make that relationship work and just be truthful and say, all right, man, listen, this is the type of person that I want you to be. If you can't be that, then that's fine. Or not stop having a misconception of what you need that person to be, and then when they fall a little bit short, then it's just like, well, you're not perfect, so it's over. But
Because most of it's lust. Most of it's
yeah,
lust.
yeah. So the second part is um I think that a lot of the people are single now because you are looking at it from your lens, what you want, what this should be, and you trying to bring somebody in to fit the life that you already have and that you already are living, instead of saying, when I do bring this person in, I'm gonna have to change some things in myself because they're an individual just like I'm an individual. So in order for us to start growing or continue to grow together, it's certain things that I know that I'm absolutely going to have to change. And I need to look at life in that way to say, all right, what about me do I need to work on in order to present myself as the best version possible to this person before we even, start really getting into it? Because, like you said, it's lust at first, and then you along in a relationship and you finally start seeing a person being like, this person ain't never gonna change that quality. And I didn't know that this was one of my non-negotiables. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it now. You know what I mean? We just go into it without a discussion, without clear clarification on what you need, what I need, and who I'm gonna be for you. I think that's where it is. Lack of communication, really.
That's where I was gonna get at. So my two things, before I give my take, is my opinion on why relationships don't work or why we're in the situation we in is one, I just truly feel this way, and I could be wrong, but I think most relationships foundation is not built on God first and foremost. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's just the most important thing, and it's not gonna work. Because I'm just saying it from a perspective of a man. If I know that all my life I've been able to get women, the only thing that's gonna make me stop getting women is for me to put my faith in something else and take that away. Because if I'm just living in the world and I'm with this woman, another woman come, it's over. So I think you're
Yeah.
gonna have to have that foundation of God that's gonna keep you on that straight and narrow. And two, you just hit it on the head. I think it's communication. I think a lot
Yeah.
of times in my situations, you talk to somebody, y'all vibing or whatever. Not even, it don't even have to be sexual, but then even if it turned into sexual, y'all still vibing. Nobody else, as Shannon Sharp said this, relationships fail by uncommunicated expectations. So we
So
start vibing and we keep vibing and then we hook up. We hooking up for 6 months and people look back like, are we together? No, we not. Like, what do you
yeah,
mean
yeah,
we together?
yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
know that. Or I've always said this, it's both people's responsibility to express feelings. So if I'm talking to this girl for a month and I say I'm in love with her, it happens. I need to say that. But if I don't
Yeah.
say that, and then I'm just hoping like, oh, I'm in love with her, and I'm hoping these feelings is mutual, 9 times out of 10, it's not. So it goes back to what you said, communication. And hey, Rich, you said it without saying it. You know what you want, you know what you like, you know what you putting up with, you know what you're not. But if you don't express
Yep.
those things, then you really don't have anybody to blame but yourself. However, I
Yeah.
think a lot of times in situations you may express some, but not all. Like say you talking to a girl and it's like, shit, I really like this girl, but shit, I was just talking to this other girl before she came around, so I can't let her go. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not saying that people are gonna do it because I know it's gonna be hard, but I think that's something that you should say. Hey, just met you today. Like I was
Yeah.
banging this other girl for 6 months, 2 years ago,
Thank
2 years. I'm sorry, I'm just not gonna let her go. But you got to give people that option to decide what they want to do. You know, so
Yeah.
it all go back to communication. And I think we all, men and women, that's why I hate the whole man, woman. I ain't got time for that. I think what it boils down to is both sides not communicating nothing. Because like you said, and to be honest with you, I know we make the joke, but for the most part, it's true. A woman wants you to have 1 million, 12 inches, 7 houses, 6 cars, and then she just got a good job and that's it. Like what? Like, wait a minute, time
How does
out.
that work?
Time out, time out, time out. Stop the press. So, but I
That's
think
what
it
I
just
say.
all boils down to like both people, y'all both said it. Both people need to actually sit down, talk about what they like, what they don't. As Elu said it too, the non-negotiables. What are those? Like mine, if you don't believe in God, I don't care how fine you is. If you
Yeah.
smoke cigarettes, I don't care how fine you is. Like we all have those non-negotiables, and I think the communication need to be put there. And I think a lot of times too, that I didn't mention the third thing, even with me, a lot of people be scarred, and not from like previous relationships, just because
Like,
you scarred from the life that you were living,
yeah.
and you don't want to give it
Mhm.
up.
Yeah.
Like you know it's a
Yeah.
part of you, and it's pulling you. Like me and
Yeah.
A Rich always talk about it all the time. Like, gee, hey, you know. So we always talk about it, but of course we're
Yeah.
not going back to those days. But it be
Yeah.
pulling, it pull at
Yeah.
you. So I think those things matter, you know, sometimes. But I just always find it funny because I see all these people that's talking about I'm single and I got all these good qualities and this and that. And I'm just like, somebody lying. Everybody out here
Hey,
ain't that damn high
sometimes like
qualified.
being honest, sometimes you got to be brutally honest. Now you might not like it, you know, but being
Hey,
brutally
Rich,
honest.
they don't want to be brutally honest with themselves, though. That's why I said the other day, looking in that mirror is depressing as hell,
Yeah,
boy.
it's not about you. That's why, like a lot of people, it's not about me meeting somebody and then I'm judging them or I'm dissecting what they got going on. It's like me figuring out, hey, who am I first? Because at this point, like you might be showing me qualities about you, and I got the same qualities, but I don't like them about you. But I ain't worked on myself to figure out if I ain't looked in the mirror to see if I got the quality, or I know I do, or I have them, but I just don't even know that I'm showing you the same thing you showing me that I don't like. So it's like
But
you
it
said,
come
look
full
in.
circle to the conversation we started, man. If you don't get yourself right, you can never expect to be with somebody. Because I always make this joke too. People say, I want to be happy with this person. No, you need to be happier. Because if you're
Oh, for
not
sure.
happy already, this other person, they not gonna do nothing for you. Nothing.
Yeah.
You probably gonna make them a little bit more miserable.
I'm
Going
talking
to
about the man in the mirror. Head.
look at this guy. This guy. So yeah, I think it all started with that. But I'm gonna be
Yeah.
interested to see when people actually watch this and they make it to the end and they see what we say and see if they agree or disagree. I'm sure people gonna bash us for it, but something that we
Yeah, well,
said, you know how it always is. Thank God I don't have it
mhm.
hip to right now to where people can clickbait it and stuff because you know they're gonna take this one clip and say, look what they said on the podcast. They
Yeah,
said women suck.
yeah, yep,
So,
yep.
you know, we ain't at that moment yet. So people gonna actually have to listen to the whole interview, which is good because it provides context. Because a lot of times when they put that article up there, it's like, man, I didn't even
Bruh,
say
and
that. Like,
then,
what?
Yeah.
you know,
You
it's the
can't
whole.
please everybody, man. You can't please everybody. Oh
What'd
yeah.
you say, Lou?
I say next thing you know, it'd be 30 seconds of a clip that's been started a 2 week topic that ain't got no context behind it. It's just a whole bunch of people just talking nonsense.
Man, I got another topic. Then I will end because it's gonna be 9 my time, so I know it's 10 y'all time. So it's a perfect time, A Rich, 9 o'clock to end this
Hey,
joint.
hey, though.
So I saw this post the other day, and shout out to Terry. You know what I'm saying? She the homie, she's super cool. And I saw this
Yeah.
post and I respect it because what you said earlier, like it depends on what the two people decide on. It don't matter what I say, your sister. If the two people that's together agree, that's what matters. What are y'all thoughts on your woman going out showing her cheeks or her boobies, or just just going out in lingerie type of clothes, like pretty much going out showing herself because she got it, or even if she don't got it, just because that's what she want to wear. What are y'all thoughts on that?
He
And once
got it.
again, let me start off by saying it all depends on what the two people agree to. But I just want to
My
know what
phone
y'all
finna go
thoughts.
dead.
We good. We'll make it
Oh,
work. We'll
whack ass iPhone. But anyway,
Hold
you know, just got to plug in. Well, is you good? Want to chime in on it or what?
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. We'll let him. He'll get back on.
Well, along it, like you said, I mean, you almost like kind of answered to the own
No,
question.
no, 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 no. My
Long,
thing is, I'm saying that it depends on those two people. I'm saying, what is your opinion? I was
oh,
putting a
my opinion.
disclaimer out there that yes, it
Disclaimer alert.
depends on the two people, but I'm saying, what is Rich's thoughts on your woman going out with a cheek showing or a titty showing?
Yeah,
What's your opinion on that?
that's tough right there, man. I mean,
It ain't tough for
me
me.
personally, I wouldn't like it. I mean, I'm just being honest. I mean,
Well, that's why I said I'm
'cause-
talking about you, not nobody else.
yeah,
You.
yeah, I wouldn't like it. Of course, I mean, if you wear something sexy, and I'm with you, yeah, that's cool. But if you out there just cheeks out, it's like, come on, ladies, y'all gotta
My
leave
girl
some
not
to the
going nowhere with me
imagination. You
with
know what I'm
cheeks out.
saying?
Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
You're not going
nah,
nowhere with me with your cheeks out, bro. Sorry, not with
I
me. Not
mean,
if you
it's
my
yeah,
woman,
yeah, exactly. So, I mean,
or
to
if
each
you
his
plan
own, but
on
I
being my
don't care.
woman. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I think a lot of people get mixed up. Most men like to click that and see that on social media, but I don't want my woman doing that. Of
Yeah.
course, I'm a man. I like to see it, but
Yeah,
why
I'm a
would I
man. Yeah,
want
I was about to say
the
that. Like, I
woman
was
to
gonna
see
make
that?
that
Like
statement. Like,
my
yeah, man,
woman?
I'm gonna look at it like for sure. Like, but my woman out there like that, nah, I wouldn't like that too much. And I mean, to each his own. To the men like it, hey, oh well, I mean, that's your lady. That's what you got. But me personally, I wouldn't like it. So,
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
so
I most definitely, I would not agree to it. And then if my woman felt so strongly about that, I would tell her like how I feel. And if she's still feeling strongly and say she gonna do it, then I'm gonna say we don't need to be together.
but yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Long as you address it, like like,
Yeah,
hey,
like you don't let her go out and then say, "Oh, why you wear that?" You say, "Hey, hey,
yeah,
hey, hey, hey,
hey, where
where
you
do you
going?
think you're going out with?" Actually, correction, that's kind of one of those conversations you have with your woman to say, "Hey, just so you know, this
The
is what I
non-negotiable.
don't." Yeah, that's a non-negotiable for me. That's just like me. That's equivalent to me going out and just buying women drinks all night to me because that's the attention you're gonna be seeking. Because if you
Mhm.
look like that, you don't need to show that off to nobody. I understand you look good. I don't care if you wear something that's fitting and your booty big, your boobies big. I mean, it is what it is. They gotta see that. But if you got your cheeks out, like that's just too much for me. If you fine, you fine. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You want to have your little stomach out, cool with that too. But yeah, you can't have them cheeks out, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, I ain't
Them
messing with
cheeks,
that, man. You
man.
can't
They
have
had
your
the cheeks
cheeks out,
out,
man.
man.
Yeah, you
They
can't
had
have
the
them
cheeks
cheeks
out,
out.
man.
We're going to get this boy a couple of minutes. I think he'll be able to log back on. But
That iPhone, man.
nah, it
That
ain't that
iPhone.
iPhone. The mine going strong over here.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, this Samsung holding it down too, man.
You probably
No
got it on
charge.
the
You know what I'm
charger.
talking about?
You probably
I
got it
don't.
on the charger.
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Negative.
Negative. Negative. Negative.
Yeah, man. Let's see if we can
Oh,
get this boy back on.
just
Uh,
sitting there watching this game too. Shoot.
what's the
Washington on
score?
Cincinnati. Washington 38. Bengals 26 with 53 seconds left in the fourth.
Oh, that mean they won.
Mm-hmm. They
Poor, poor,
driving.
poor
Burrow and them got
Bengals.
the ball.
They down
Huh?
by 12, right? You said 38 to
Yeah.
26?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty
they come back
much
and
over.
win this game then, boy.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna be out of there. They gonna be super out of there. So while we got a little time, while we waiting on hey Lou to see if he get back on, man. What let's talk about this Wayne combination, man. We ain't talking about KFC.
Oh man, say ain't nothing like the Wayne combination. You know what I'm talking about? But this is like, I guess, one of the good memory that we have together too. You remember you was at ACU and I was at
When I
Angelo.
picked you and Emmanuel up?
Yeah, no. I'm talking about the time we went out at ACU. Well, we went out,
Oh yeah.
like,
You
and
ended
it
up
was
at
it was
McMurray.
yeah, and it McMurray. Yeah, but anyway, you remember it was, I don't know the dudes' names, but it always used to be two dudes, and they always be like, "Oh yeah, we could dance better than y'all. We could dance better than y'all." Like, you're
At
right. Stop
ACU?
it. At ACU, I promise. And they were, every time we would go when we go out or whatever, like they start
You
dancing
sure you're not
early.
talking about Angelo, bro?
Bro, I'm talking about ACU. I
I'm
promise you.
just saying ACU
That was
because
the
I was in
Abilene
Angelo
days.
so much that I never really went out in Angelo in Abilene that much.
No, I'm saying we went out. I promise you, we went out, and there was always,
I'm just saying, I'm
I
just
don't
trying to
know their
think
name.
of
I
who it
forget their
could be
name.
because I was always in Angelo so much that I barely went out in Abilene.
Yeah, we went out though, and I always be two cats. And I always, wow, well, we got y'all tonight, blah blah blah, whoop whoop whoop. And and then we would get there, we'd be at the club or whatever, and they would always start dancing, and I always like doing their little thing or whatever. I tell you, Tuki, let them, let them. Like, don't worry about it. We got it. Just chill,
Bro, I'm
just chill.
almost
And
positive
we
this
would,
was San Angelo. I'm
bro.
almost positive. I'm
I,
almost
I'm gonna
positive
tell
it
you.
was San
Listen,
Angelo.
okay. No, this was Abilene. I'm gonna tell you why. 'Cause that's how
Okay.
I met.
I
Uh,
got you. I got
yeah, I met McMurray, and
you. Yeah,
then
yeah.
yeah. Okay, so it was Abilene. You know what I'm saying? It was. I promise you, it was Abilene. I
I just
promise
don't
you, it
know
was
what
Abilene.
two dudes it would be because I didn't
Golly,
party that much
I
out there
don't know.
like that.
I I promise you. But anyway, we used to kill them anyway,
Well, yeah, of
all the
course.
time, all the
Of
time,
course I'm sure
all
we
the
did.
time,
I'm just trying to
all the
think of
time.
who the world it could have been in Abilene.
It was some black dudes. It was two black dudes. I
Well, I
promise
figured
you.
that, but I'm trying to say I only really knew like the football players. I knew some regular cats too, but because I was a regular cat, really, I was on the team, but not really. But damn,
I was on the team, really not really, you know.
yeah, I just was practicing for that one semester. Then that second semester came. I went to off season like 1 or 2 days. Moody told me he wasn't coming back. I said, I'm done with this. I'm done. I'm finna go to
Mm-hmm.
Angelo with my boys, and then y'all are off flunked.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was just telling
Yeah.
somebody that story right now. They was like, "Why you didn't go to Texas Tech?" And I told them how I went to Angelo. I mean, I went to Abilene Christian, then went to Angelo, and everybody from Angelo left. I said, "Boy, that's wild in the mug." I'm talking about all y'all cats left. Only person that
Man.
was there was Q Lou, and then he was gone after that. And he just was living there.
Yeah, should have stayed in
Well, what a
school, boy.
time! What a
I
time!
promise you. What a time to
Well,
be
I guess
alive,
this
boy.
boy
I
ain't.
will.
I guess this boy ain't gonna get back on. So I'm gonna do what I always do. As always, thank y'all both, Adrian and Adrian, for doing the podcast. I know we lost A Lou because he didn't charge his phone up. He probably was using it all day for workouts and stuff. You know
Wayne
him.
Austin.
No,
Okay.
yeah, hush. And sorry we didn't get my boy T Reg. We might have to run back a part two, or maybe even do one with him just individually, by himself. But just so y'all know, the Bay Block Boys consist of we'll go in order: A Rich, Q Lou, A Lou, myself, and T Reg. So that's who the Bay Block Boys are. So in case for those who don't know or those who watching it, the only reason why you saw three of us, because as you know, for some of those who know or don't know, Q Lou passed away in 2022. Then T Reg was not able to make it today, but we did have three of the Bay Block Boys, three of the five. So hopefully y'all enjoyed the show. Thanks once again to my brothers for doing the show. For those who don't know what the name of the podcast is, some get it, some don't. Y'all know I'm always repping the facts on the Yes Lord. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see my bro over there with the classic Yes Lord hat. I think they used to be mine and he took it, but now he
Yep.
got it. So I ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? But we still representing, baby. But once again, love you, brother. Thank you for doing the podcast. I had
Love
to
you too,
start
bro.
the first two episodes off with the people that mean some of the people that mean the most to me. Obviously, I have others, but some of the people that mean the most to me, the people that know me the most. Yeah, as we said throughout the story, almost 40 years. 40 for him, but I ain't 40 yet, so 40 for him,
Mhm.
not for me yet. So we still at 39 with me. But
Yeah.
thank you,
Thank
brother.
you for having me on,
Have a
brother.
great night, man, and go Broncos. I won't even talk about
Go
your team because I
Cowboys.
know you was upset what happened
Go
yesterday.
Cowboys.
Look at
Woo!
him.
Go Cowboys.
But
We
yeah,
all
man,
right.
I appreciate you very much. Thank you. And we finished at 9. It's only right that we finished at 9:02. You know what I'm saying? That
Staying there, bro.
9, baby. That 9.
8 of them,
All
baby.
right, brother, man. Love you. Have
All
a
right.
good one,
Love you,
brother.
man. All right.
All right.
Night. Later.